willing to sit and fly in one just to see how much, elbow room there is, visibility,
Right.
kind of see what real world takeoff is with two people.
Exactly. Well, we're full of fuel, you and I. Yes, it's a cooler day, but and it all depends on what engine, how you have the prop set. You can always change all that. Jerry has the UL Power 130 horse. That's definitely going to perform better than the Jabiru because it is more horsepower. I'd say as long as you're over 100 horse, it's going to be quite nice. See which way the wind
2,000, temperature 1 Celsius, dew point -7, altimeter 3036.
So on like that 0200, what are my prop options?
Mexico Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation 1744 Zulu, weather, wind 110 at 10.
The prop options, you can go with the warp drive prop. It's probably the most inexpensive, probably the most durable prop, but it's not the most efficient prop either. You got a Sensitive ground adjustable prop. It works really well. Or you got the Whirlwind prop, the ground adjustable carbon fiber prop works really nice. I would probably go with those two, a little bit more efficient.
Okay, so on the ground adjustable, obviously you can adjust it for takeoff or for cruise. How many knots are you going to be talking difference in there?
5 to 10.
10's a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it worth adjusting if you're going to go on a longer trip.
And we do that too every now and then. We don't really adjust it. We just find the best setting that works most of the time and keep it there.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're going to do a run up here. And run it up, there's our RPM. Run it up to 1700. As you can tell, the Jabiru is very smooth, 6-cylinder.
That is.
Carb heat. Just gonna let it warm up a little bit. And we got the our switch here. We're just going to lower it. I don't have an indicator. I'm just going to lower them a little bit for takeoff. We got 0 to 15 degrees. I typically use half for takeoff and full flaps on landing. We have dual stick and we do have the center stick. I like the center stick because it's easier to get in and out.
Right.
It's very natural with your arm right here flying. For a short takeoff, what I like to do is I like to have the stick pretty much all the way back. Nose comes up instantly, so you're actually flying like a tail dragger. A lot of customers ask, well, why do you want to fly a bush airplane, not as a tail dragger? And you'll see the nose comes out of the dirt very quickly. And you're going to do the same thing for landing. The nose is off the ground until, the last few steps. And then, if it is rough ground, then you can always, turn the engine off, pull it by hand or whatever. You don't need to hot rod around and everything.
Right.
We have taken these in and out of, riverbeds and stuff like that.
Oh, see, that's kind of what I want to do. I want to, my free time is so limited that when I do have a free day, like, I want to take off and go do something. I don't want to spend half the day driving there, getting there, or do whatever. Like, I just want to land and do, hunt, fish, whatever.
Right.
And most of my free time is in the winter, so a day like today is absolutely perfect to actually see the airplane perform, because this is my off season. We're only working 60 hours a week instead of the 100.
Right. And you'll find out, flying the tricycle is going to be definitely easier than a tail dragger. You don't have to worry about that crosswind.
Yep.
What else can I tell you? The full glass doors are nice. These are the 3-inch bubble doors. Gives you a little bit more elbow room.
Now, is this a standard?
This is the standard, but you can go smaller if you want. Our cruiser is 1.5 inches.
I don't want smaller. I'm not a small guy. I don't have small friends either.
And Mexico traffic, Spirit Mode is going to be departing runway 06. Will be a local flight for Mexico. So we'll do a short takeoff, just get out of the area, do some turns, let you fly it around, and come back in. We can do a couple landings if you want. That way you can see a difference. Or
sure.
If you move your arm just a little bit there you go, just for the takeoff. Now I'm going to show you extreme here with the stick all the way back. Put on the brakes. And we got about 7-8 mile an hour right down the runway, pretty much looks like. Ease in the power, brakes in, brakes off, nose comes up. bit of right rudder on takeoff. That's it.
That is short. Which I actually took off the other day. I was going to go out and measured it. I actually had a 200-foot takeoff of my little Cessna the other day.
That's pretty good.
It was a pretty strong wind, pretty cold day, very dense.
Yeah, as soon as you add power, the nose is off, and then boom, you're ready to go. You don't even have to watch the airspeed because it happens so quick.
Naturally hops off the ground.
And I've already brought up the flaps.
So now, do you have trim adjustment?
I do. Elevator trim here.
Okay, it's all on your joystick.
Yeah, and it's very little trim adjustment, even with full flaps. It's just basically just make it a little bit lighter. You can still fly with full flaps and not even trimming it. Whereas, a certified airplane gets pretty heavy.
So now, are they all electronic, or do you have manual?
They're all electric flaps.
They're all electric.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Rudders are nice and smooth. Now, I don't know if Jerry's 650, if he has the bungee system or the new puck system that we have on here, but it's very nice and light on the rudder. Whereas the bungee, it's a little bit of resistance. But you'll see that when I hand it over to you. Excellent visibility.
Yep.
I like to climb where I can still see over the nose.
I always put the nose just right on the horizon,
Yeah.
which for the couple airplanes that we fly, that seems to be about standard
Yeah.
for all of them.
Yep, exactly.
Jerry made me awfully nervous when he's up here like that. Like, ooh, I'm just not used to that,
Yeah, and then you can't see if there's birds and everything or traffic.
Oh, we had so much sun in our face, we couldn't really see anything.
Look at all the
anyway.
deer down there.
Wow, right in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And see, this is the flying I do right here. Is 1,000 feet above the ground. And we do a lot of photos for like our customers, just send them as a thank you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, here's your farm in the wintertime, here's in the summertime. Or
Yeah, that's nice.
we do a lot of custom fertilizing, so I can go up and check my work later on the summer.
Right.
Especially right before we kind of close that window, like, okay, I can still get out there and fix the issue.
Right.
And so this is where I fly, and I have got to have a lot of visibility
Yep, exactly.
for 75% of what I do.
All right, let's bring it up to UL power, or the Jabber engine. You can run continuous at 2850. I'll just bring it up to there so you can see what the cruise speed is.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to all your guys' fancy.
Yeah, so we're right at 100 miles an hour, 97, 98.
That's a mile per hour.
Yeah, with the performance we did, had for takeoff. Let's bring it back to a little bit. EGT is a little high, I don't know why, but we'll just try to knock it down here. There we go. So level flight. We bring up there's level flight right there, trim. Very positive stability, comes right back to the neutral setting. Let me do a 180-degree turn. I add a little bit of left rudder into the left turn before I add the turn. And just keep the nose right on the horizon there. Bring it around, you see right over the skylight there.
Man,
excellent
I like that.
visibility. And we basically just turned right on our wingtip there.
I like that a lot, being able to see over that wing.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I do fight my 150. Which I love the above wing though, like I've got to have a high wing aircraft.
Right.
That's where nature puts them, that's where I need them too.
That's true. Go ahead and try it.
Yep.
And it's no problem landing on the soybean fields at all. No problem. Cornfields I don't like to because, they're sticking up about that far and you're going to hit the prop with them. So
That would make me nervous.
Yeah, but the soybean fields even right after you cut, it's not a problem.
But that's kind of one of the deals I'm looking at something like this is because we're doing custom silage jobs and we got a spare vehicle that we need to go get.
Right.
Like, man, I could just land right there where we chop silage off of.
Right.
Take a guy out, he could hop in the truck, and boom, we saved an hour.
Yep.
Or at least had fun.
Oh yeah.
Man, I just can't believe how you can see in these.
Oh yeah. And you know, I've flown these on the roughest days, very smooth. All you do is just back off power a little bit.
That's
Not
what I
an
was gonna ask
issue.
you. How is this going to compare to my 150 as far as flying when it's, you know, windy, rough?
It's going to bounce around a little bit more at your beginning because you're just not used to the lightness, but after that, it's not a problem. You won't be afraid at all. The plane will handle it. It's just you. And let me just show you some slow flight. And bring the nose up, power's back, put the flaps in. And we'll just do some slow flight, probably in the 40s. That'd be a good speed. There's 42, 41.
What does it stall at?
It'll be in the 30s, and it really doesn't stall, it just develops a high sink rate.
Okay. Now, your guys' tail's a little different to where so when your tail stalls, it's actually going to push the nose down, correct?
Right. And we'll just do a power off stall here. Power's back. Stick all the way back. That is the stall right there.
That's a stall?
Yep, can't do any more. So we're sinking 700-800 feet a minute. And that's how you can land very short. You're coming in a high approach, you're developing a sink rate.
Where's your...
There's the VSI.
Okay.
And you're controlling that sink rate with power when you need to.
Wow.
Now you always got to be ready in case it does break, because certain conditions it can break.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I've never seen it, but I just, you know, you got to know your airplane.
Yep. Yeah, see, my Cessna, when it stalls, it's...
Oh yeah.
You know it's a stall.
Yep. And Jerry's will break. Jerry's 650 will break. Typical stall.
Now, what's this approved for as far as loads, G-wise?
Well, it's designed for 1440 gross weight plus 6 -3 Gs. You as the builder, you can set the gross weight. You know, we don't want to say that, but you as a builder, you can set the gross weight whatever you want because you're the builder and the manufacturer. So if you want to set it at 1320 for light sport, you can. If you want to, it's designed for 1440. Let's say you want to set it for 1450, just to give you 10 pounds. Now the G loading, in theory, will go down if you go over the gross weight.
Right.
But it's, you know, at 10 pounds, it's very, very little.
Sure.
So yeah, you do have the option because you are the builder. Zenith is not the builder. You are the builder and the manufacturer of the aircraft. Go ahead, it's your plane. Fly around a little bit more, and then we'll go back and do a couple landings. Push a little bit of right rudder.
Oh,
A little bit more, a little bit. I just want you to feel it. There you go.
You still looking for that little ball where it's
Yeah.
at? Or feeling it? I'm just trying to
Yeah, the
see what climb is.
Diamond's got the little ball there. It's
Yep.
hard to recognize.
Doesn't take hardly any back pressure at all, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. Let me slow it up for you, and I'll put down the flaps, and you'll see that you don't have to trim it if you don't want to. It's not that heavy. Whereas your 150 starts getting heavier and heavier and heavier. There's flaps all the way down. It's not bad at all.
No, we're not hardly sinking much.
No.
Yeah, I don't have much on it at all.
Right. All right. I'm gonna bring up the flaps. Let you fly. I'll bring the camera out and get some videos here. So you and Jerry flew down in Jerry's 650 from Nebraska. So
Yep.
how long did it take you to travel today, this morning?
That was right about 2 hours.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
great.
we had a little bit of tailwind, and man, we sailed down here. That was a nice little airplane he's got.
It is, and yeah, I remember when I went up and did the first flight for Jerry, and it was a very windy day, and I got in, and Jerry explained to me his father's. I flew for the first flight in his airplane. His father's wings were in the airplane. His father was a.
That's the wings under the. Okay.
I don't know if he was a fighter. I think he was a bomber pilot, and
Yeah,
I felt
I know
very
in the
honored
war.
to do that. You know.
Well, I saw him there. That he kind of had them right below some switches, and I never asked him what they were, but.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a neat story.
All right, go ahead and turn to the left there, and we'll just kind of head back, and we'll do a couple takeoff and landings. Got any questions? Don't be afraid to ask. The biggest difference between flying your 150 and flying the 750 is.
Here, you want to grab controls real quick?
Yep.
I just want to play with my seat position. I just want to see where. Now I'll see you kind of rest it right
Oh, yeah,
there. I just wanted to
exactly.
see what it was.
That's how I fly cross country. Lay my arm across just like that. Now, you know, if you want the stick, you know, this is what we supply in the stick. But if you want to customize it, make it a little taller or whatever, feel free or tell us, hey, we'll
Now,
make
can
this.
you move that forward back? I guess obviously you can probably bend it a little bit.
Sure. Well, you're going to set up the elevator controls, the
Okay.
cables, so you can have neutral setting here if you want. Here, it's up to you. Now,
But now the rudder pedals are going to be set. That's where they're going to be, right?
well, the rudder pedal's the same way. You can, distance-wise, yes, but you can have lean forward a little bit or lean back
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit because it's according to the cables.
Okay.
Go that way a little bit. So yeah, there is some leeway there. I like sitting very close. I like to feel like I'm in control.
I like being close on the hand control side, but my feet, I need a little leg room.
And see if that wind has shifted at all.
1, 0,
Feels like it up here.
clear, below.
Wait till it comes back.
I can kind of feel us crabbing a little bit.
But we're at 2,500. Could be different.
Yeah, that's true too.
Nice
Well,
and
it's
smooth.
better. 1900.
Mexico Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation. 1801 Zulu, weather, wind, 09er, 0 at 11, visibility.
So it's 11 knots out of the east. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter the pattern. We're going to maintain a little higher approach on our base to final, and we're going to develop that sink rate, and we're going to control that sink rate with power if we need to. And we're probably going to keep a little bit of power in until our main wheels have touched.
Okay.
And that's how we can land fairly short in this aircraft. There's a nice bump you hit. Okay, we got
That
gas.
wasn't bad at all, really, I thought.
No. That startled me more than anything. All right, I've got it.
Got controls.
All right, we're at 1,800. Mexico traffic, Springboard is on the left downwind for runway 06 Mexico.
What are the options as far as finishing like the inside up on the firewall and all that?
That's
Or
up
is
to
it
you.
just wide open.
Yeah, that's up to you. You know, put sound deadening material and stuff on the firewall. As you know, we don't have anything. It's not that bad. If I was you, I would probably, for what you're going to use the airplane for, going in and out of fields and stuff, we've used bed liner on the floor.
Yep.
Easy to clean up, gives you a little bit of traction.
Like a rhino liner type of deal.
Yeah.
Is there like a spray felt type of deal that you can do like on the back here that would give you just a little bit of Sound deadening?
Oh yeah, yeah. In our other airplanes, we did upholstery at the back, which sound deadened the whole thing. Yes.
Yeah, Mexico traffic, Sparrows, base final 106, Mexico.
Keeping a little bit of power in.
We normally come in about 65, 70, about 500 feet.
Okay.
It also
Flaps
depends
all-
on who I'm flying with.
All right, flaps all the way down. And now we're just going to develop a sink rate.
You know, that's a big difference. My flaps all the way down is like a parachute.
Yeah.
30 degrees or whatever it is.
Might add a little power. We're in the 50s. We'll be in the 40s here in a second. Keep a little bit of power in. Now I'm going to bring the nose up, add a little bit more power. When I touch down, I'm going to chop the power. Keep the nose up. What'd you think of that?
I like that.
We'll go around again if you want. I won't go extreme. I'll have the stick about,
You guys don't have a grass runway, do you?
yeah, let me see what I can do here. Anyway, over on the side of the runway, I don't know how bumpy it is there. Holes and stuff, but we'll see what we can do.
Now, are these window vents all standard?
Uh-huh.
You know, like on a Continental 0200, I'd have the normal exhaust heat, I guess you'd call it.
Right.
For cabin heat.
Yep, we've got it right here.
But always you'd have just a little radiator somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Or the other, more automotive type, I guess I'd say.
Hey, Mexico traffic, Sparrows, turning base to final for 18 Mexico.
And we'll land on the left side of the runway here. And I'll show you, we got a little bit of crosswind, so we'll kill two birds with one stone here.
That'll make it realistic.
Yep. Actually, almost a little tailwind too, so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy project to build. Definitely, it's going to take time to build, but it's not difficult at all. Everything's matched hole.